like I said, it's long anyway.
This was I know it's on this letter.
Yeah. Recess meeting Tuesday, October 18, 2022.
Roll call.
Roll call. Chairman Ellis Jr.
Here.
Commissioner Larkins. Commissioner Adams.
Here.
Commissioner McGowan.
Here.
Commissioner Marlowe Jr.
Here.
Attorney Waters. We have a quorum.
You do a prayer for the moment.
Yes, sir. My gracious Father, we thank you for this day. God, we come to bow our heads with humble heart, God, and thank you for saying thank you for another day. And God, we ask that you just be in our midst. Lord God, we just thank you for this great county of Bullock County, God. We ask that you be amongst us, Lord, and we do everything decently and in order. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We have a motion to approve the recess.
Mr. Chairman, I approve the agenda for our recess meeting.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Before we approve, I make a motion that we amend the agenda, add an item to the agenda.
A motion to amend and add something to the agenda. A motion by Marlowe. We have a second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Larkin. All in favor?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion.
Go on.
I think the motion, the item to add is add Bullock County Development Authority to the agenda.
All right. A motion to approve this agenda.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner McGowan. We have a second.
I second, but I want to make a motion to add something to, DHR is gonna email out about appointed board members, so it need to be added on. I don't have an email back to you yet.
Yeah, got a copy of the other day, and I think Ms. Which, I didn't bring it to this meeting, I thought it was probably land in November, June, but yeah, we can add it to you.
Yeah, so that's fine.
Go ahead and
Yeah, because the board got to be picked, but,
Yeah.
yeah, I got you, okay.
And it got to be advertised.
Mm-hmm.
a motion to add DHR on Commissioner Larkin. We have a second. Board appointment. Second by Commissioner Adams. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Anything else? We're good. We have a motion to approve this whole agenda.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner McGowan. We have a second.
Second.
Any questions? Nays? Motion carries. Keep going. Expenditures. Commissioner.
Chairman, after review of the expenditures, I make a motion that we approve the September 22 county expenditures.
We have a motion by Commissioner McGowan. We have a second.
Second.
Second by Marlowe. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Mobile healthcare clinic.
Mr. Chairman, I was waiting for the attorney to maybe ask some questions. I called him yesterday, to see what kind of documentation he had. We were talking about it. I certainly wanted the attorney to be here when we discuss this. Anybody spoke with him today? He said he'd be here.
Patrick, you talk with Attorney Watson?
I called him this morning, I hadn't heard from him.
Okay.
But, like, we going to, and I sent that, reminder.
Oh, he said he'd be here yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, good morning. We're here again to request approval of the emergency health care grant and the amount of expenditures through our IST fund of $300,000 with $299,600 to be reimbursed once the vehicle gets here. This is kind of no different than buying a dump truck or a sheriff's car or whatever. There's no once it's bought and is reimbursed through USDA, there's no loan attached to this that anybody can come back with you on. So just to make sure that's clear how that works. And as far as it goes, this is a USDA grant that was vetted. We put it in as USDA, Bullock County Healthcare, and Bullock County Hospital in collaboration. That's how we actually put the grant in. I think I sent that to you. I know it was a lot of paperwork. Sorry for hitting you with all the emails. Commissioner McGowan had asked for backup, so I gave what I had. I also just printed out this morning the SCAD letter where they approved the project, because it had to go through them to get vetted. It had to go through the federal government to get vetted, and matching grant letters for the healthcare authority and the hospital. And Attorney Smith already emailed all of you and John Waters the minutes of the meeting from the healthcare authority, where the hospital and the healthcare authority had agreed that there would be, the hospital would do the liability. And I'll let Mr. Hodge talk about that for a second.
Good. Gentlemen, I want to thank you for considering, looking at, eventually approving this. I'm going to be positive in that. But instead of bricks and mortar, this mobile healthcare unit is going to really bridge the gap of what we need in terms of bringing healthcare to our citizens. As Mr. Paget has said, this is a reimbursable grant. So representing the healthcare authority and also speaking for the hospital, we are on board in support of this in terms of the healthcare authority will supply their match, and the hospital has agreed to staff this unit. So with that in mind, we have a unit that the USDA is providing, and we have it situated now where the hospital will actually be able to provide staffing for it, including telemedicine support, because this unit will have solar powered internet on board, and we have several telemedicine agreements in place. So you're going to be bringing state-of-the-art health care to various portions of our county. You can't do that with bricks and mortar because people still have to come to it. We will be able to reach the communities.
I like that, Brother Hart, just in my neighborhood, I got a aunt, she can't get around, and then I got some neighbors right there by her. That bus can come to Cornerstone and serve a lot of people from Cornerstone, throughout the county. I'm just saying, just right there, how valuable that will be, you know, in the community. But I can't make that decision. Look to the commissioners. And so, yes, sir.
Chairman,
Come up, I think, Commissioner.
Attorney Waters going to come on up and do it.
Sure. Mr. Hodge.
Thank you, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
And Commissioner, and down while Attorney Waters takes his seat, it will also be able to support our local high school, because while they have an athletic trainer's position that we have funded that they're trying to fill, we have an ambulance support there, but this mobile healthcare unit can also stand by at different events. So at your local sports events and your local events as needed and as possible. So we have our situation here where we need to have disaster response. You can go to the area. You know, Union Springs and Bullock County have been blessed tremendously. All of these storms tend to go around us. They're going to reach us one day, and it's about being prepared and having resources. So, gentlemen, we're going to be steps ahead of a lot of people. We will have the resources, and this is just another augment to the hospital that we do have that is doing. Questions?
I want to thank you all for what you're doing and looking at this. My only concern is not what you're going to do with it and what it's going to do and all of that. My concern is the insurances and all the protection go with it. I understand it's going to belong to the Bullock County Development Authority. And what I wanted to see were the agreements between the Bullock County Healthcare Authority and the agreements between the Bullock County Development Authority and the Healthcare Authority as it relates to maintenance and everything that's required. And so when we purchase it, I see the purchase papers and everything, that's fine. Then we have nothing else that's going to come back and come to this development authority. Now we have to do this, that, and the other for this particular vehicle by being in our ownership. I want to see where the agreements were made that it's going to be at least, how it's going to be transferred from the development authority to the healthcare authority, and the responsibility of how it's been maintained. It's out of our hands completely. You know, I want to see those agreements that were signed. I hear what you're saying, but that's what I was looking for.
And in terms of the hospital, Commissioner, We have run that by the local hospital attorneys, and there are agreements in place that the hospital will maintain the liability insurance, they'll supply the driver, the upkeep, all of the maintenance on that. If that has not been transmitted to you, it will be.
I mean, that's what I'm saying, between the development authority and these agreements, to be clear of that, you know, you get the vehicle, you sit here, and then, whatever, you get the development authority have to come back with, you know, with some other resources beyond the purchase. The purchase is fine, but it's coming back, the ownership is the development authority will fund that thing, and, you know, maintenance, we gonna take care of it. And I'm just wishful and hopeful that the hospital can man it and manage it. Every time this thing moves, we're talking about games and real professionals on it. You know, I don't know how many people are gonna have to be on it when it moves, but that's another situation. I'm just talking about where our hands are gonna be with the vehicle. I want to have it clean once we purchase it and everything, and see that it's clean and the agreements are in place. You know, and those agreements I want to see, how you gonna maintain it, the insurance and all that. I don't know how you buy something on it, and then you don't have some kind of insurance on it yourself and stuff like that.
If you haven't seen those agreements are in place in terms of insurance of the vehicle and its operation and maintenance.
The attorney has the minutes where it agreed with the hospital and the healthcare authority to lease it, and to, the hospital would agree to do all that. I think the only thing is not necessarily a written agreement yet, because we don't know the cost of the insurance yet. We gotta have the vehicle here, we gotta have a VIN number here before the hospital can go and get what all of that's the cost. But the hospital put the $50,000 up front with an investment, because they're so into this. They actually went out and got a telemedicine grant for this particular unit that's separate from what we're doing with USDA, to put on this unit, to operate this unit. So they are wholeheartedly in on this. Now, the good news is if the hospital management changes, the unit is ours. So we can work a deal with another one. If the hospital closes, the unit's ours. If we have to do something different, or we can sell the unit like you can sell a truck. So just giving you all of the avenues, but that's where we are at the moment.
Yes, sir.
With that being said, the presentation y'all presented, I read the emails, the documents, and like Commissioner McGowan was saying, the only concern is the purchase. Others do. Once we purchase it, we can do that and agree to that today, if that's what the body wants to do. But as far as the pending documents, like it said, the lease is not signed, and proof of insurance, of course, like you said, you got to have a VIN number for that. So the documents that you're asking for, they're not available at this time. So I say that we move forward with purchase of this mobile vehicle with expense for balance from the IST funds of $400. That's what
We need to spend up to $300,000 that would be reimbursed, but all but $400. I want to make sure that's clear with you guys, that that's how it would work. And it's just no different than buying a short store or whatever. You get the money back from USDA. They already have our bank account number, they'll put it right in.
Any other questions? Now, you have a motion on the table to approve this expenditure.
Make a motion that we go
You know,
forward.
we need a second. We need a second. Keep following.
Oh, any motion? Okay, I second.
That's a second by Commissioner Larkins. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, guys. I think that's a great day for Bullock County. Should I stay up here?
Jan, I had brought Jan here for expenditure clarification, but I think they approved it, but yeah, would you still just give them a synopsis of what those expenditures were?
You had questions, here's where we pay. Gibson's Home Center is now Union Springs Home Center. I'm a little nervous, I apologize, this was a last minute. But one of your questions was with Mr. Richardson, the forester. His expenditure is not here.
Yeah, see, I saw it. I just
Okay.
wondered when we began paying expenditures, but that's the $1,000 that we appropriate.
That is
That's what
the
they come up.
portion, yes, sir,
So-
that's a
so-
portion of his. And then the others They're all right here. You got solid waste, gas tax, general fund, everybody's expenditures, they're all clearly defined here with purchase orders. You wanna look over this? Okay.
I just,
That, if that's all, I'll go back to payroll.
well, you can answer one other, as far as your rescue truck.
Yes, sir.
I guess we approved, I saw $3,000 rescue truck, what was that? There's something we approved?
The trailer where, you know, when Rob Cameron come up with the trailer, is that what?
He got a
3150?
trailer that he's going
To put the
be in.
UTV on.
Yeah,
Yes, no.
Professional services from Peoria, I didn't see them on our, so.
Honorable Reed, you know, she didn't hire a bookkeeper. So every month, I think, from the time you've noticed that, Priori comes in and does her bank recs. So,
All right, thank you.
yes, sir.
We appreciate it.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
No.
So thanks to Commissioner Marlowe. I know that, the fire department, I'm here to let you know that the Bullock County Development Authority at the last meeting approved to fund the rest, the balance needed by the Fitzpatrick Fire Department to put the county, state US Highway 82 station up, which was up to $35,000. Time is kind of an essence for those guys who are trying to get it in before winter. So they were really wanting to push this on this meeting, and thank you for making that agenda setting. But it's going to be up to $32,000. I think the request, did you put a request letter in the packet?
No.
Okay, so
I think you said 32 or 35.
up to $35,000, excuse me,
Yeah.
for the building of station number 2. The station will be located on Highway 82 in Shopton. The volunteer fire department secured funding for the site work, the pad's completed. They secured funding for the concrete slab, and they'll be purchasing, not including what we're helping them with, but they are going to work on purchasing trucks and equipment for the station once it's built. The reason the Development Authority was real interested in this, you know, we can't do every fire department at all times, but this is working with over 200 homes that are now don't really have fire service. But there's 4 businesses. We've got our 4th largest industry, To Your Health, out there. By the way, I hope you guys saw the email I sent where they were chosen one of 14 businesses in the entire state to go to the governor's, to the State House and display for the governor of Maine, Alabama last Friday. We've got Highway 82 Grocery that is opening up out there, so that's a brand new sales tax revenue. So, and we got the Dreamfield, which is our largest, if I'm not mistaken, lodging tax revenue source in the county. And then, of course, we got Sims Brothers Seeds. So there's a lot of business sitting right out there, and we're hoping we can grow that business. So we feel like our fire department will help that. So from our board's perspective, it was unanimous up to $35,000. And I don't know if Tim wants to speak or not.
I'll answer any more questions they've got. I think we've covered it pretty well in the past. I mean, I know just with the plan out there, they had told me it would save their insurance somewhere between $15,000 and $20,000 a year on just their insurance because of the high flammability of the dust and everything they have over there.
Any other questions, Jim? Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
With that being said, I make a motion that the Bullock County Development Authority donate up to $35,000 to Fitzpatrick Volunteer Fire Department, Station number 2.
That's a motion by Commissioner Hall.
I don't think we donate anything, basically.
Utilizing
We're approving what y'all already have approved.
Yes, sir.
Which is the hierarchy.
Right.
We have to approve the expenditures. I don't know if
Make
we
a
call
motion
it a donation.
to approve the expenditure
For the IST fund.
Exactly. We can see it.
That's a motion by Commissioner Hall. We have a second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Larkin. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. I know Tim, thank you.
Thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
Any comments?
Just one, I apologize for being late. I had got in some traffic, but I also reviewed some of this stuff that I've handed y'all, and I don't know what was said, but I've read, I know the management team that purchased PRM is on board with this, it's the Medicare Energy's behind it, which is a great thing. And also, it's part of the minutes, and that's why I provided them to you, that what they have agreed to purchase and provide the maintenance and provide the things to operate the vehicle. Based on what I'm seeing, I don't see where it's going to be any, something that the county's going to have to expend any funds on. This is kind of going to be an in-house, we're going to look after our own deal. Other than the county maybe helping provide some of the seed to get it going ultimately, it won't be, let's call it a financial drain on the county. I don't know what any other way to call it, but I know we have situations where that happens. But based on what I've seen, I know that, I think the agreements will be in place, but there seems to be a huge commitment on the part of everybody involved with this project. And I personally, after reading what I read, have no worries about it being a financial problem with the county. And again, I apologize for not being in sooner to be able to put that forward, Commissioner. And Commissioner, I'm going to give this to you. This is the actual grant application, if you want that.
No.
This is where they apply for the grant.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with the grant. I was only concerned about the
I got
expense and me being tagged.
The backside.
Something that's going to get the backside of it. And after just thinking about it from the conception, knowing what plan for Midway out there with their development, you know, with telehealth medicine and stuff, they getting some type of agreement that would be available for the Midway community specifically, where they could set up and really function like they like to function. So we got something on hand to assist them down the line. You know, I just want to see where we're at. So I'm pleased to have it in our possession after with all that, you know. It's got potential. Let's see how it's going to work out.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Commissioner Locke, the appointment for the
No, it's not, I can't speak on it too much because of my wife. That's why the emails are spent.
Well, with that being said, Chairman, if you want to speak on it, I think we can make a motion to advertise. The company's opening all these positions up to these boards to give an opportunity before we make a decision. Is that correct?
Yes, right, that's what it is.
Appointment.
It is.
So I make a motion that we notify the public that this appointment is available to the board of DHR. So by our meeting, we will go ahead and fill it.
Got a motion by Commissioner McGowan, for a second. To
Mr.
advertise.
Chairman,
Yes.
the email stated they have a person that they do want to appoint. It's for the reappointment from Ms. Lester Hall.
But we said, we would open these up. They have a person that would like to reappoint, and we let other people know to appoint. So they,
Yeah, we have to advertise.
We can take their recommendation on the basis that anybody else come up with something like that. We're not, the board's not going to be self-sustaining themselves and picking themselves and stuff like that. So we can take their recommendation, but we just put it out there to the public. We took that position before you came on.
Yeah, that all boards.
Appointments, you really know they're out there.
Got a motion by Commissioner McGowan to advertise for the DHR appointment. We have a second.
Second.
A second by Commissioner Marlowe. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Anything else? Brother Hodge.
Yes, sir.
I spoke with you just a few minutes ago about ambulance service. You know, that's been a big concern.
Let's just, since here, let's adjourn. I make a motion that we adjourn. Then you can discuss it. I mean, just a discussion with one here. We're not regular meeting. If we didn't vote on it, we don't supposed to discuss it.
But there's a motion.
Second motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.